Hey, this is Carolyn Porter, and this is video 4 of my 90-day video challenge, and this video is on living in the now. And I want to share with you a quote that I heard on my mindset call the other morning, and it said that the past is history, the future is a mystery, and the present is a present. And I take that as the present being a present or the gift from the Creator, because that's the only moment that we can experience life consciously. We experience life consciously when we focus on exactly what we're doing when we're doing it. And we live in the now. And when we live in that moment, we have unimaginable power. Because we are connected to our source and we can create, so we're very creative there. However, a lot of times we find ourselves drifting back to the past, and we're thinking of maybe past hurt or stuff that we should have done differently and whatever. And if it's any past hurt, we're just bringing that emotional baggage with us into the present and creating that same condition again. And a lot of times we're in the future worrying about what if I do it this way, if I do this, some imaginary shoulda, coulda, woulda future, which, if we focus on it with a lot of emotion, we can bring whatever we're imagining that can go wrong, we'll bring it right with us in the present. So living in this moment is the only time that we can experience our truth and who we really are. We're connected. If we listen, we can hear and get intuition to do something that, could be marvelous as far as expanding our life, evolving our life. So how do we stay there? Well, I'm doing some meditation and of a way of training my mind to be in the present, to keep my mind in the present. I'm doing some meditation. In fact, at my church, I think it was last month, we had like 4 or 5 weeks that we brought people in that was guiding us through different method of meditating. And the one that really impressed me was a Buddhist monk that we bring in. And we had a female Buddhist monk that came in and guided us through what she calls mindful meditation. And that is just focusing on some kind of mantra. So, a lot of people do Om or whatever, but what she said to us was to choose something personal to you, something that has meaning to you, and just focus on that. And don't get upset with your mind if you, if it just wander, because it's almost like an unruly child. Like we haven't trained it, so it just goes everywhere. If you're not focusing your attention, it's gonna latch on to anything. And what's out there mostly in the ether is a whole bunch of negative attention, negative thoughts, and that's what you'll attach come into your mind if you don't focus it. So I love the analogy that she used to describe how the mind is and how we can bring it back to center. She said that the mind is like a special needs child, and there are some special needs children that can become easily agitated. I mean, just because of who they are. And she said that imagine that you're working with a special need child, or you have a special need child, and the child is agitated because of something that's going on with them. Would you grab the child and say, calm down? Or would you scream at the child and say, stop it, or something like that? Or would you just calmly counsel the child and say whatever you need to say, touch the child, but do it in a calm manner. Just gently bring the child back to center. And it was amazing that she was talking about that, because I had experienced that about a few weeks before that. I had been at a building, and I parked my car and I was getting out. Me and some other people were together, and we were going in this building, and I noticed a woman coming out of the building with a child. This child was maybe, I don't know, maybe about 12 or 13-year-old. But she had one of those bicycle helmets on her head that, people that you use when you're riding a bike. So I automatically assumed, I said, oh, this child may be, maybe that's protective, because she probably bumped her head or may trip or something like that. Well, anyway, the woman was coming out of the building, and she was putting her child in the car. So she opened the door for the child and about to put him in the car. But as she's paying attention, opening the door, the child walked away and was walking in the parking lot. And I start walking towards her because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what if some cars just come around the corner and don't see her, right? So I'm walking towards her, and I noticed the woman walking towards her child as well, and she was walking very calmly, brisk, but very calmly. And so I just observed. She walked towards the child. She just loosely put her arms around the child very gently. She didn't squeeze in or anything. She just gently encircled the child with her arms. She didn't try to pull the child back to the car while she was doing that. She just circled her arms around the child. And the child didn't move forward, but the child was still resisting in her arms, but she did not close down on her at all. She just kept it loosely, lovingly around her until she calmed down. Then she walked her back to the car. And so when the Buddhist monk was saying that to me, I thought, oh my gosh, I know exactly what you're saying. Don't resist your thoughts. Don't fight it. Just let it slide past and easily focus on your mantra. And that will keep you in the now. And according to this monk, she said, and I know this is true, that the more that you train your mind to do that, the more you'll be able to focus on the now. I mean, trying to focus on the now 24/7 is just, I don't know. I don't know that you can do that. I don't know that that's even a possibility. But I do know that we can always bring it back and be mindful when we're doing certain things. And that is a way to do it, living in the now. That is the only place that we will create is when we're right here and right now. Because when we're on the past, we're moving out from center and we're thinking about something that's, that we can't change. And when we're worrying about the future, we're moving off center and we're worrying about something that we can change if we come right back here to the present. Again, Carolyn Porter here, and I will see you on the next video.